of a kettlebell swing. So the first thing we want to teach is the hinge. And Kelly's going to demonstrate a hinge. She's folding over, pushing her hips back. Her shins stay pretty much vertical. She's shifting her weight back into her heels, but her feet are staying planted for balance. So shifting her weight back into her hips, it's loading up her hamstrings, and when you feel this, or when you're in this position, you'll feel the activation back here. So this is what a hinge looks like. A common error is that people want to squat, and so they're using their knees as a primary mover and making the swing up and down instead of a back and forth movement. So the difference is squatting, she's leading with her knees when she squats, and then a hinge, she's leading with her hips and her knees follow secondary. They're soft and bent, but they're the secondary mover. The first is the hips. So when you're starting your setup, you're going to set your ribs down, making sure that you're not extended and flared and that your lower back isn't arched. Okay, so she's going to set her ribs down,
Pelvis up.
pelvis tucked, and then she's going to go into her hinge, reaching for the bell. She's going to kind of sit back to load up those hamstrings. Notice when she did that, the bell actually came off the ground because she pulled it back with her a little bit. And here we're going to look that her spine is straight and that she's not hyperextended through here or completely turtled and rounded the other way either. Okay, so the next step after this is a hike. So this is the basically one and only time that your arms are working during the swing. It is a hip-driven movement. So there's initial hike back between her legs. After that, she's going to use her hips to extend forward. You're squeezing your butt at the top. You're bracing your core and keeping your ribs down. So in fast motion, she's going to hike and extend. She's breathing in through her nose on the backswing and out through her mouth at the top. Everything is locked in, her ribs stay down, she's squeezing her glutes. Her weight is shifting to her toes, if you noticed weight is shifting to her heels and her toes stayed down.
And the kettlebell floats a little bit at the top.
So yeah, also at the top there's a momentary float. So once it comes up, you're not throwing it immediately back down. There's a moment where it is just floating in the air. It will start to fall on its own. When it gets roughly belly button height, you can hinge and then toss it back up with your hips.